Hi, it's a weekend and I'm sure that some of us are already engaging in different outdoor activities, either nature work, playing football, or any other activities that might interest you or your child. Here are a list of different outdoor activities that you can engage in and the importance and the skills that those activities develop in you or in your child. The first one I'm going to be talking about is football or basketball. Football is either you're engaging in football or basketball. The football helps children to develop their muscular skills, their physical skills, just like I mentioned in the last video, their physical fitness. Basketball allows the child ability to stretch themselves, to jump, to run, to be able to maintain balance. As they're jumping, they're maintaining their balance. The second outdoor activity I'll be mentioning is the hula hoops. The hula hoops, you can see it, that it ensures that a child is able to maintain their balance. There's a lot of fun that you experience while engaging in the hula hoops. It's such a fun activity. Some children are not able to negotiate the hula hoops, but then it's something that they start one step at a time and they develop or they become experts in it. It's such a fun activity. The third outdoor activity I'll be mentioning is biking, either cycling or the use of bikes. It helps the children to develop their muscular skills, their knees, coordination and concentration that is developed while the child is trying to maintain their balance while cycling. The fourth outdoor activity I'll be mentioning is water splash. There's a lot of fun that comes along with water activity, any form of water activity, but for toddlers and for teens, there's a lot of fun that comes with water splash activities. You can exclude running from outdoor activity. In fact, every outdoor activity, mostly all of them, involve running. But what I'm talking about is you can engage in running as an activity, not because you're playing basketball or because you're playing football or because you're engaged in water splash, and have a different activity. For instance, you can have the children start running from point A to point B, or either to place a ball at point A and then they run to point A to pick the ball and bring it back to point B. So the different running activities that you can engage your children in outdoor. Nature work. When you come out in the cool of the morning, either like a weekend like this, either on a Sunday morning or a Sunday evening or a Saturday morning or Saturday evening, you take nature walk to walk around the gardens, walk around the flower area with your children, and there you can teach them little things about nature. As they are breathing in oxygen, they are enjoying the breath. There's this freedom of expression, during nature walk. The children are able to pick sand, they're able to feel the sand, they're able to ask you questions, they're able to have different nature experiences. For instance, they could see the wind blowing, the trees clapping, they could ask a lot of questions, and it's also a very relaxing mood, a very relaxing opportunity for you to discuss different topics or for you to address any discrepancies you might want to address to your child. For instance, if there was an issue you have with your child and you needed a closure or that's the time to bring in that conversation, find a way to connect whatever it is you're telling your child with what is happening in nature. Nature walk is one outdoor activity that I cherish a lot because there's a lot of serenity that comes with it. There's a lot of listening, understanding, attention that comes with nature work. There you're able to observe, you're able to listen to yourself, you're able to listen to your child, you're able to understand each other. There's not too much noise. That's about nature work. The next activity I'll be talking about is jumping circles. For instance, there's some activities that you might be teaching math, depending on the concept of what you're teaching, the subject or the concept of what you're teaching. There are different ways you can teach shapes or colors. So you can come outdoors, for teachers especially, you can come outdoors and draw use your chalk and draw something like a rectangle, and then you divide into different parts, and in each square you have a triangle, in each square you have a circle, in each square you have a rectangle, in each square you have a trapezium, and so on and so forth. Or you can have different colors of objects in each of the squares, and they can take turns to play the game. So you can say this person should jump into triangle, and person jumps into triangle. And you say jump into circle, person jumps into circle. Is a way to teach numbers also. Is a way to teach circle. Is a way to teach colors as well. So jumping activity, or jumping circles, or jumping squares, depending on what exactly you want to put it, depending on how you exactly want to put it, is also an outdoor activity. Another activity I'm going to mention is obstacle course. Obstacle course is more like an activity that requires a lot of energy, a lot of moving and handling, you know, where you can put different tires, recycle tires that are no more used. Some schools use it for obstacle course. You put different colors you might want, and then you place it depending on the age of the children. You place the tires and place other soft objects like chairs or any other object that you feel that won't harm the child, just in case they accidentally fall on them. Children to run and go over those obstacle courses, jump over the tires. Sometimes they need to go under a line, sometimes, or climb under the chair, depending on how you want the obstacle course to be. The first person that maneuvers all of these obstacles and comes out without throwing them down becomes the winner at that point in time. So it's also an activity, a game that has a lot to do with moving and handling, has a lot to do with strengthening their muscles, has a lot to do with their mental state. It builds a lot of confidence, it builds a lot of self-esteem in them, it builds speed, a lot of ability to be smart, to be articulate comes into play during this outdoor activity. Finger painting is also one of my favorite outdoor activities because it helps stimulate a child's creativity. It also has a way to stabilize an adult's mental health. Outdoor painting, you can try it and see how it's massages your emotions and helps you come to reality, helps you embrace yourself, embrace the creativity part of you, and relaxes your nerves. Outdoor painting helps children express themselves. So it's either they're using their fingers to paint, or you provide them with a paintbrush and a paint with different colors and a paper, or they have a board that's where they can express themselves through painting. Also, by the side, they can draw. For children that want to draw, draw what happened today. They can draw what happened today, how mommy cooked, or how mommy went to work and came back, or how something happened in school, the activity during the day. They can express themselves during painting. Painting is one favorite outdoor activity that people do not get over. So the earlier we engage children in outdoor painting activities, the better their skills, their creativity is harnessed. Another outdoor activity that is very interesting is bouncing on the trampoline. It's a lot of fun. For children that are afraid of heights, it could help them get over that fear. And it also helps them maintain balance. It has a lot to do with emotional and psychological stability. So that outdoor bouncing and the trampoline help them throw themselves up in the air, and they're not aware, they're not sure of what's going to happen next, but then they see themselves fall on the trampoline. It throws them back up again. It gives them the ability to take risks. There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of skills that is being developed in a child while they are on the trampoline, bouncing, throwing themselves up, back and forth, and all of that. The next outdoor activity I'll talk about is skating. Yes, in this part of the world, people do not get used to that activity, but I encourage parents to start getting their children used to skating. There's a lot of attention to details that is involved in learning the skill of skating. And because some parents do not know how to skate or haven't invested their time in skating, they don't see the need to expose their children, or they don't see the need to allow their children explore that outdoor activity. But I can assure you that if you can invest your time alongside your child, or carry your child along in this activity, you would enjoy it. It has a lot of there's a lot of self-confidence that is built while skating in children. So you can register them on a program that allows children to skate, on a sporting program or in a sporting club that allows children to skate. I can also mention by the side games such as taekwondo, games such as swimming. However, you need to be very, very cautious when it comes to those types of games. But I know that there are programs that allow children engage in such activity. The next outdoor activity I'll mention is sky out. There's so much to learn. It's just like skating, but then for us that live in this part of the world, you'd want to appreciate skating, or you want to explore skating. For people that live in areas where it's snowy, they engage in skiing. Yes, it's also another form of skating, but skiing you have to do on snow in a particular region. I encourage parents that love to ski to carry their children along. It's an outdoor activity that also exposes them to nature. They appreciate nature, and it gives them that self-confidence, that self-esteem to be able to maneuver life, to be able to become the best version of themselves. It gives them a sense of, I can do anything. That is the limitless skills that we're talking about, that outdoor activity brings to children or allows children experience. The next outdoor activity I'll be talking about today is climbing. Children love to climb. You know that already. Whether they're at home, whether they are in school, they just love to climb. As soon as a child starts crawling, they want to climb anything possible, anything, no matter what it is. They don't think about danger in climbing, whether they're going to fall or if it's safe or not. They love to climb. As much as we want to protect them, want to keep them safe, the advantages of climbing would encourage you to allow the child to climb, would encourage you to put the child in a place where they would deliberately express that skill of climbing. Like I mentioned in the last video, climbing has a lot to do with concentration and coordination. It also has something to do with fine-tuning the child's fine motor skills. The child's fine motor skills is being developed as a child is climbing, and children love it. There's overcoming their fears. Yes, I can do it. Yes, that skill is developed in them. The last but not the least I'm going to talk about is outdoor music time. For a lot of children, I should say, music has a way of soothing a child, either a child that is crying, a child that is cranky, a child that is somewhat depressed, a child that is not paying attention. Music has a way of soothing or calming them down. What if you have an outdoor music dance time with the children? A music that is child-friendly, a music that they can learn from, not an awkward or secular or not a childlike music. A music that can teach them either colors, teach them either shapes, teach them either one value or another. A music that they can hum to, they can sing to. A music they can dance to, move their bodies to. It has a way of getting out the good vibes in a child, getting out the good side of a child, which is generally what outdoor activity does for a child. Brings out the best version of the child that will naturally not want to interact, will not want to associate, will not want to bring themselves out, will not want to contribute or lead a play while the music is going on. They are in a fun state, and you see them talking, laughing, smiling. So music outdoor time develops that social skills, that emotional skills, that cognitive skills, that physical skills. The skills that music outdoor time develops in a child is limitless. I love music as a person, and I know children around me, children I've groomed, they don't have a choice. They love music. So I can't take away music from them, the right kind of music. So here are a list of the activities for outdoor playtime. Try one or two this weekend with your child and tell me how it went in the comment section. Please also add other activities that you feel these are outdoor activities that you've tried or you intend to try or you know about which I didn't talk about in the comment section. Thank you. See you in the next video.